What's going on, guys? XGaming here, and I'm back with Deponia, so let's get straight into it.
Lonzo's Bar. It's quite an interesting room content-wise. As a matter of fact, we rarely had moments, neither in the New Beginning or Wizard World nor the Breakout, where the protagonist could feel at home in his environment. Okay, there was Cedric in the beginning of Whispered World, he had a trailer, but you leave that behind within the first two screens, and in addition, it's a traveling circus, so even Cedric's environment isn't a familiar one for him. Edna, on the other hand, has no memory, and so she's in a complete unfamiliar place. And in a New Beginning, of course, we have Bent alone in his house at the fjord, and he immediately has to leave. But here we can explore Rufus' very own turf along with him. This way we can get character information between the lines through casual dialogue. What I found most interesting was that there are actually people who still tolerate Rufus' company, and Lonzo is among them. Despite the fact that Rufus is of course a load of trouble, and Lonzo is clearly annoyed by them, he still looks at it from a humorous point of view. There's a certain tongue-in-cheek attitude between those two. It's this talk where you get how both of them, and Bentho for that matter, roll. And of course the synergy shines also through when talking to Tony. He even kind of reflects to that. It diminishes a bit later in the game, but it's solidly established nonetheless, which is quite remarkable. I mean, characters like Lonzo, Tony, Wenzel, those were characters I wrote really early. Or Gizmo or Mayor Lotec, they react in a way to Rufus as they can anticipate when he actually listens or when he just zones out, so they can throw all kind of stuff at him without any consequences. It's this subliminal love-hate relationship with Rufus. This permanent awful struggle to educate him about something while all you want to do is just to resign. That's something that came quite naturally while writing to these characters. I never consciously realized that it's kind of a logic consequence to the development, having to endure Rufus over a long period of time. In the course of the trilogy, Rufus will meet a lot of characters, and funny thing is, most of them will react, or at least will tend more and more to react just like his old peers from Kuvak towards him, like Lonzo or Tony. They grow very similar to his old relationships, and that's quite exciting how all that comes together. It plays out quite well. This screen also deserves a comment for the featured music. And that's because this is the first screen not composed by Finn from Periscope, but it's in fact a snippet of a song I recorded for a friend of mine. By request I uploaded it to my YouTube channel. It's called Dünnes Eis, which is German for thin ice. And the riff nicely fits into the scene. After we finished production, I forgot the damn pub song we wanted. We have a pub in almost every game, and only in the end I remember that. Same thing with Harvey's New Eyes, and then again with Chaos on Deponia. I just tend to forget the odd pub song. You can't just reuse some other track there. You need something unique in a bar to create this pub atmosphere, and that's why I decided to put that part of my track in there. Thank God we did fine with Goodbye Deponia. We composed a song, or Finn composed a song for Goodbye Deponia for the pub scene. But to be honest, 1 week after the release, I woke up in a state of mild panic, written by one thought. It really happened. I said, oh crap, we forgot to include that pub song. That we didn't. It only got used that one time in the sewers from Goodbye Deponia, but we definitely included it. Just seems like I have developed kind of a deeply rooted phobia of forgetting a pub song amnesophobia or something, like since Harvey's New Eyes and Chaos on Deponia really gave me nightmares. Luckily there's that 8-bit song, great one too, in Goodbye Deponia. But we'll get there. Until then, stay tuned.
Into the tank you go. So, I have the powder already. Well, that's it. I found all the ingredients.
Wonderful! I can't even tell you how excited I am to see what happens next.
But I thought we were making espresso.
Yes, you are right. This is an august moment, my friend. We shouldn't spoil it by worrying about the pressure within the nuclear core structure.
Pressure within the nuclear core structure?
Hear me, gods of our forefathers. Using just the most refined ingredients and the highest possible compression, we beseech thee, open the gates to the espresso-verse!
Holy smoke.
More pressure! More pressure!
Okay. Okay.
Are we dead?
No. Being dead feels completely different. Ugh. As you know, I have gazed deep into death's eyes more than once in my life.
Oh, now that you mention it, that reminds me. Is Tony still wearing those contact lenses?
Shh! Something's happening. Ouch! Whew. I think this brew is gonna do the job.
I suggest not to move her in this condition.
What kind of condition is she in? I still don't understand. I mean, is she dead?
No, her body is alive and well. It's her consciousness. It's inactive.
So, she's asleep.
Well, it's a bit more complicated than that. I think it's related to this implant. It's broken.
A consciousness implant? Isn't there a switch or something?
A fuse?
Maybe the contacts are corroded. That's what always happens with my intercom.
I already tried everything, but this is Elysian technology. I have no idea how it's being used. I don't even have the appropriate screwdriver.
So, when can I finally take her home?
She needs to wake up first.
Okay, I see. This situation needs to be resolved through a government decision. Let's do it like this. If you manage to wake her up, you can have her.
And what happens if I wake her up?
Rufus!
You're not even supposed to be here.
But I have a plan.
Oh, I've heard about your plans. You never think things through. Everything you do ends in chaos, and most likely with an explosion.
We'll see about that.
I warn you, stay away from the girl.
Not necessary.
What's that stinging smell?
That's medicine.
Says who?
Says I.
And who's the doctor here?
You tell me.
Let's say it together.
Me. It's a draw.
Best out of three.
You.
Me.
You.
Ha! I win.
Oh, crap.
The balloons seem to have been stored here for quite a while. I wonder what occasion they're meant for, and why my face is on some of them.
What's that funny smell?
Ah! Fire! The town hall's on fire!
Fire control mode activated. Firefighter Gizmo at your service. Where is the fire?
Over there! The chamber's on fire! Good Lord!
Don't worry, your fire will be extinguished in no time. Finally, I was getting worried I'd have to camp in the cupboard forever. Whoop! Where was I? Ah, yes. Medical mode activated. Dr. Gizmo at your service. How's the patient?
I'd say her condition hasn't changed.
Leave the diagnosis to the doctor, will you? Now, just where is... My stethoscope, it's gone! Thieves! Crime in progress! Police mode activated. Officer Gizmo at your service. No one leaves the crime scene.
So this is the assembly hall. It's one of those scenes where our Alex, who played Goal, really shined, or rather an incredible acting job on Goal's part, who may want to give us all the details about how tough this was in terms of acting to transport the concept of a sleeping beauty into this hall. The scene is heavy with fate and has this aura of great expectations. How did you do that?
Yeah, I imagined this a bit differently, actually. I was promised a lead role, after all.
Yeah, whoa, wait a minute. It is, in fact, a leading role. It's a very important, central role.
I hardly had any lines.
Yeah, maybe, but you had presence. That's what a Sleeping Beauty scene is all about, presence. I think we have to cut now. I have a lot of exciting questions to ask, of course, but I don't want to forestall too much. So we postpone that until a later screen and commentary. After all, I want you to stay tuned, and also let's not ruin the mentioned aura with too much babble. That being said, see you on the next screen.
But Rufus!
You're not untouchable, Low-Tech. Don't you ever forget that.
That's enough. I think you're done.
Come on, Gizmo. You have more important things to do.
Don't tell me how to do my work. Or are you just trying to divert my attention from your guilt?
What? That's simply...
Aha! Here is the missing clue. The last piece that completes the puzzle. The mystery of the thieving mayor has finally been solved.
Thieving mayor? How dare you?
Put up your hands, Low-Tech.
I have no intention of lifting my hands.
You better do what I say.
I don't want to.
You don't have any choice.
I don't? Well, you're fired.
You can't fire me. You're arrested.
You can't arrest me. You're fired.
But I arrested you first.
So what? You're fired anyway.
You can't fire me. You're arrested.
You can't arrest me. You're fired.
But I arrested you first.
So what? You're fired anyway.
You can't fire me. You're arrested.
Almost
You
there.
can't
I just
arrest
have to
me.
make sure that I
You're
don't
fired.
But
spill-
I arrested you first.
So what?
Almost
You're
there.
fired
I just
anyway.
Have to make sure
You
that
can't fire me. You're arrested.
You can't arrest me. You're fired.
But I arrested you first.
So what? You're fired anyway.
You can't fire me. You're arrested.
Not
You can't arrest me. You're fired.
But I arrested you first.
So what?
What? Where? Who was that?
me. It was me.
Rufus? Are you all right?
Oh. What happened?
You woke the stranger, the Elysian girl, and then you got knocked out.
Goal? Where is she? How is she?
She's still a bit confused. I think her implant was seriously damaged by the fall. She is conscious now, but she's just talking gibberish.
Can I talk to her?
Of course. She's lying over there. I took her into medical custody. Just don't stress her out too much. First and foremost, she needs rest now.
No problem. Thanks, Doctor. Hello? Anyone home?
Home.
I'll take that as a yes with limitations. Say, did it hurt a lot when you fell from the sky? Oh, come on, that was funny.
Nah.
Because, I mean, you really fell from the sky, you know, like an angel. Just like in the pickup line. You get it? Goal, it's me, your savior.
Doodle doodle doodle. Putz?
No, it's Rufus. Yes?
Putz?
You can give me any name you like, babe. Get hold of yourself.
Soup Guadeloupe?
Huh. She's attractive and fun to talk to. Flash Dash Kazash?
Sammy, Mommy, good old Granny.
Grumblump?
Basil Falls. Num 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 num.
Munch Grunch?
Attack a tick tock. Knock knock.
Heck, this is totally useless. That woman is completely nuts.
Bonka swonka kazonkas.
Oh, what did I expect anyway? That she would take me to Elysium?
Elysium. We need to go back to Elysium.
What did you just say?
Horrible things. The Organon betrayed us. Quick. We need to go back.
To Elysium. Yes. You remember what happened?
Is that you, Cletus?
What? No, I'm not. My name is Rufus. I saved you.
Rufus? I don't understand. Where am I?
You had a pretty bad fall. The doctor says that you're hallucinating.
That's confusing, but... I need to get to Cletus. Can you take me to him?
Who is Cletus?
My fiancé.
Oh. Well, I don't know. Maybe you are safer down here. After all, you...
He'll reward you generously.
Oh, that, generously, you say?
Try to contact Cletus. He will search for me.
Yeah. How generous exactly is generous?
Maybe you can reach him using a radio. He's certainly trying to find me.
Do you really think that's a good idea? I mean, for a fiancé, he didn't really make much of an effort to protect you.
Rufus, please. You're the only one I can trust.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I really am the only one you can trust. The only one.
And you already proved that you're of noble character.
Mm-hmm. The burden of the hero. But let's get back to the expression generous.
Rufus, please. Contact Cletus. I would be so very thankful. So very, very thankful.
I'm sorry. I don't know if I can do that.
Can spam one tomo polo lollipop. Peekaboo.
But...
Bootam swadikoso loka shwootapop.
Oh, the burden of the hero. Why do I always have to be so infinitely generous?
The clown amongst the anesthetics. Clowns. Nice parrot.
Yes, we use it to detect dangerous fumes in the mine shaft.
Oh, what do you do when that happens?
We get a new parrot.
I see. Your parrot doesn't seem to be feeling so well.
Holy cow! He's completely knocked out. How are we supposed to detect dangerous fumes now?
It's always the same. The warning light is the first thing to break.
You can take the bird if you want to. He's useless to me like that.
Wakey, wakey. See how that works? Dozer. Hello, Lottie.
You again? you again?
Do you know where I can make a radio call?
You should talk to the operator. You'll find him at the post office.
But the post office is closed.
Well, I guess in that case, my suggestion was a bit of a letdown, wasn't it?
I'll skedaddle.
Don't let the door hit you.
Time for a different maneuver. And now, very careful. Long fingers, silent steps. The perpetrator was Rufus. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I think the post office is open.
Me oh my, I think you're right.
You didn't expect that now, did ya?
No.
No, right? I'm as deadly as a poison dart frog, but much cooler. A poison dart, This would make a Nah, who needs fabulous all-round tools anyway? That's for amateurs. The funnel would make an excellent blowpipe. Indeed.
A dart?
Arr,
A little longer.
arr.
And...
Ah. Oh, what am I getting mad at anyway?
strike! Hey, Tony, I'll just grab a couple of these vouchers, okay? And while we're at it, can you do the dishes this week? I like Tony much better this way. I was beginning to fear that her body had adapted to tranquilizers. Oh, by the way, I used your family pictures to insulate a weather balloon.
Just a moment. What?
Ah!
Did you mention weather balloons?
No, I said vouchers. Will you look at those nifty vouchers?
Keep your hands off. I've counted them.
Hey, Tony, I have a present for you.
Hello, hello.
Didn't I say you're not to bring animals into my store?
Yeah, but I thought that only concerned rats and insects.
And?
Yeah, and water buffaloes. But this parrot is completely different. He's smart, clean, doesn't break stuff, and he doesn't even have lice.
Wow. So he's the exact opposite of you.
Oh, that's very funny, Tony. I just thought you could use someone who listens to you, so you can chew someone else's ear off for a change.
Well, at least I won't be talking to a brick wall.
Very funny, Tony.
I like him.
Yeah, there's no surprise there. He sounds like your mother. And there's a certain resemblance, too.
Get out. Get out! Ugh. I should have listened to my mother. Be careful with this guy, Tony. He's an egotistical maniac.
Egotistical maniac.
Just you wait till you see him in action. Just the other week, he filled the cemetery's lawnmower with Cool Whip.
Maniac, maniac.
Poor bird. It won't be long before he starts pining for toxic mine fumes again.
And then Rufus greased the bees with fat for deep frying just so he could... Wait a second. Here he is again. Let's talk later, okay? I don't want him to hang around here without supervision.
Poor Tony.
Hi, Rufus. Thanks again for the bird.
Rufus is no good, Nick.
Such a smart animal. What are you doing?
I better take him back. You're a bad influence on him.
You do that. I already have a sore throat. Repeating myself all over again makes me quite depressed.
Those are all lies, you hear?
Rufus stole Hennick's bird.
Cheap lies. Hi.
Please state your business.
Where can I make a radio call?
Outgoing radio calls can be made from every registered private radio device.
I want to place a forwarding request.
State the reason for your forwarding request.
Well, I'll be living in Elysium in the future.
Self-importance error.
Where would I find one of these registered private devices?
There is no radio device registered for long-distance calls.
What's that supposed to mean? It has to be possible to make outgoing calls somehow.
Not while using a private radio device.
Are there other radio devices registered?
There are 3 registered devices for local calls. One is situated in the mayor's office, another at the front desk counter in the town hall. The communication system of the emergency station is the 3rd one.
But it's only possible to make internal calls from there? Well, that's perfect. What's that scratching noise? Is that coming from behind the hatch?
Yes, it's the Postal Service replacement cat scratches you catch.
The scratching from behind the hatch matches that of Postal Service replacement cats exactly?
It's the unlatched Postal Service replacement cat's hatch.
Wow. Postal Service replacement cats. That's cute.
And quite useful. I have to replace the regular Postal Service cats when they catch dirt.
But don't you have to clean the unlatched Postal Service replacement cat's hatch?
I do have to clean the unlatched Postal Service replacement cat's hatch, but there's an unmatched catch.
So what's the unmatched catch with the unlatched Postal Service replacement cat's hatch?
I have to dispatch the batch of Postal Service replacement cats from the unlatched Postal Service replacement cat's hatch to a latched Postal Service replacement's catch backup hatch.
Holy moly. See you later.
Oh jeez, I guess I owe everyone a big apology in terms of game design. You've just stumbled in here and only know this train wreck of a scene from Let's Plays or from your 100% legally acquired non-trilogy version, of course. I assume, as the good and honest people you are, you bought the trilogy anyway, even if you have all 3 games already on your shelf. I tip my hat onto you, you're true collectors. And to you, this apology may seem late. To all the others, probably a bit early, as you've just arrived at the scene of the most outrageous, hardest mental performance I ever demanded in a game. It's a combination puzzle spanning 2 screens and 1 minigame, and you have to assess the actual puzzle parameters from the dialogue without even seeing the object solving the puzzle. You literally have to think out of the box, or rather out of 20 to 30 boxes, and some of those boxes are pretty absurd. If you want to map the puzzle chain in your head, visualizing what you have to do to progress at this point, well, it's dirty and cheap, but I like this chain nonetheless. There are kittens you have to drug, the magnetic field on the planet gets manipulated, and you get to use bubble wrap, and at the end there waits another nice little out-of-the-box puzzle. Last one being not even that difficult, but it's a nice exercise in lateral thinking, and you have to solve it without the usual adventure mechanics. I refer to the pigeonholes over there to the left, for everyone who already did that. If you solved it all by yourself, you have my respect.
Right, it should shift back a gear. Come on, kitty, kitty, kitty. I like how it's all relaxed now. Right, it could really speed up a bit. Come on, kitty, kitty, kitty. Hey, the coffee makes it work faster. I should apply for a job as producer for a video game developer.
I've got these gift vouchers from Tony's shop.
Gift vouchers verified. 1 light lead weight from storeroom 1. Supply your address now.
Where to? I mean, what? I don't know. That's a good question.
Address verified.
What?
Dispatch initiated. Postage being scanned. Error. Error. Postage paid is 3 times as much as it should be. Packages of postage level 3 are not suitable for the transport of small goods. Padding with bubble wrap initiated. Pop, 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 pop. Oh, 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 yeah. 1 heavy package is being dispatched. Pigeon from large pigeonhole is being dispatched.
Hey, yoo-hoo, hello?
Yeah? What's up?
I have to make an urgent call.
Uh-huh. And what, pray tell, has that got to do with me?
Well, you're the one with the radio.
Keep your hands off. This device is for postal service personnel only. You can transmit till you've got foam coming out of your ears if you want to, but you're not using this device. Capiche?
Well, can I at least borrow your headphones?
Are you mad? I need those for work.
Nice pigeons.
Our messenger pigeons? Yeah, those are magnificent creatures, aren't they?
If you like contagious diseases.
Did you know they take their bearings from the planet's magnetic field?
Really? How do you know?
I once tied strong electromagnets around their necks. The fools immediately flew the wrong way.
Is that so?
Yeah, straight towards this rusty mountain of metal over there.
You're not too busy up here, are you? I'll be going then.
You do that. You shouldn't be here anyway.
I totally agree.
To the right, we have some carrier pigeons, and as you may know, they use the geomagnetic field to navigate, and that's part of another little puzzle I put in here. You probably haven't solved that by now, but I gave some hints in the last room. In this case, it's yet again a puzzle solved in an extra screen, a close-up puzzle, or as many like to call it, another minigame. I like minigames. Speaking of which, when I designed the game, I actually sketched the single fields on paper and switched it back and forth with coins. I really did this the old school way, with coins and paper. Until it finally worked perfectly, and eventually, years after we built it, and I was convinced this thing was foolproof, unbreakable even, we found out there was in fact more than one way to break it by clearing a column and have another with 4 coins. Yeah, pretty embarrassing. We noticed that really late, and as the minigame was already designed, you can still do that in the final game. Yeah, you can still manage, but the interface can't handle it. Man, that's so awkward. Ouch.
Anyway guys, I'm going to end it here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
One look, the heat is rising, and I've been cold for so